Test 1 2 1 2. This is Juanqui.
And this is Hawk.
And this is the J&H Podcast.
Yo, we want to thank you for tuning in. It's a new begin. This is for the whole world if you listen in. From the Empire State to your headphones. While you work in your car or at home, we want to bring you nothing but laughter. You should pour yourself a drink to relax ya. We coming to you live and direct. It's Juanqui and Hawk and we back on the set. Yeah, we back on the set. Juanqui and Hawk, yeah, we back on the set. Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back on the set. Juanqui and Hawk, yeah, we back on the set. Yeah, we back.
My beautiful people, we are under a blanket of snow. He is Hawk.
And he is Juanqui.
And we are the J&H Podcast. Before I get into it and I do what you called me here to do.
Here we go. He's already about to do it, y'all.
Am I a diva?
Yes.
I don't think I'm a diva. I think I'm a professional.
Mariah Carey coming into the studio with her own light.
I'm a professional. Well, you should carry your own light.
And
only
makeup.
You know your own light.
Lower those windows. I don't like the way my skin looks with that light.
Wait, you said makeup. Are you trying to share makeup with other bitches in the room? Oh.
We'll bleep that out. We getting there today.
I'm just saying, listen, before I can go and do what you want me to do on this microphone today.
Tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to have several production meetings here. I just don't understand why I'm called to the set and we're not ready. What took you an hour and 45 minutes last week, you have improved. We took an hour and 35 minutes today. So hopefully 15, 25 episodes from now, you'll be able to call me just within 5 minutes of me throwing on this microphone and the headphones and do my thing.
Well,
is it too much to ask for a professional, working, dedicated environment for me?
Okay. You sound like you need to unionize so I can dismantle the company before that happens.
F them unions.
F them unions. Oh my God.
How are you, honey?
I'm good, my love. I'm glad to be here again with you. Aren't you glad to be in the studio recording another episode of the podcast with your beautiful, amazing husband who loves you dearly?
I'm always thankful for spending time with you. However, it's been a long periodical of day. It's a long day, and this is not even the end of it. We are under a blanket of snow. I'm cold. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I have to perform for you now. Then I have to go get myself together and perform for another crowd later tonight.
My God, the life of a performer.
All while having to get up early tomorrow and handle some things.
If anyone can do it, you can do it, my love.
But I don't want to be dead by the time I cross the finish line. All I ask is for a professional, sterile, creative environment. That's it. I want to be called to the stage when it's just 5 minutes before. Do you think JC sits there for 2 hours? Is Beyonce there telling them how to put the lights and all that?
Yes.
No, she has a stand-in that looks just like her, and she just comes in and says, "Where's my leotard and my heels?"
Beyonce's definitely there picking out every light bulb. But let me tell you what's going on right now. So I'm sitting here in the studio and I have bought Juanqui a 3-foot Blanta, which is a black Santa Claus. And I just noticed that Juanqui,
he's staring at you.
Put him in the corner.
It's staring at you.
And this thing is literally eyeing me down. He
scared me the other day. But did you notice that he's cross-eyed?
I noticed that he's looking into the soul that I have right now. And I'm like, is this thing about to run over here and do something?
Does it remind you like Chucky?
It reminds me of...
Where's my pot of gold?
That's not Chucky, that's the Leprechaun.
From the Hood.
Oh, Leprechaun in the Hood? That's an amazing show. I have to rewatch those. We should do that. Like, watch a bunch of throwback episodes. And
do some reviews.
And just we should do some reviews.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of today. Enough. I am expecting a full-blown production meeting.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm not coming in here 3 hours ahead of time next week and...
I just had to let you marinate. I just want to make sure that you're ready.
How you feeling, babe, under this cold and this blanket of snow?
I'm tired of snow. I'm tired of using shovels. We have this electric shovel that I just push a button and push and it just throws the snow. So it's like a snow blower, except it's a shovel. But I do have the big snow blower, but it wasn't enough snow to remove that. But I'm just tired of cleaning these cars and throwing salt
We're not even in the middle of winter. We just started it.
It snowed so much already that I am petrified of February. It is going to be crazy this year with snow. It is going to be really cold. But, you know, this is the Northeast, this is New York City, and this is what we deal with here. Anyway, babe, let's get to this topic.
Yes, I am a professional, and I'm going to do what I know how to do.
Okay.
I just wanted to know if I was a diva, because I know I'm not. I roll with the punches. I'm all about the production. I'm all about the final product. We just don't have to kill ourselves on our way there.
We don't, but it's always good. Yes. It builds grit.
So
what's grit?
What do you have for us tonight? What do you have for us today?
So what I have for us today, I've seen, I don't know why I always start off with, I've seen all over the internet. And this is going to be one of those podcast episode eras of ours where I'm going to see stuff online and I'm going to bring it back to you guys, to my husband, and we're going to talk about it. So people complaining about the way their life is today, financially, emotionally, how they are emotionally and psychologically messed up, and how everything that's going wrong in their life is because of the way they were raised. And I was sitting here like, when is enough enough? And I wanted to get your take on that. Like, I want to have a nice dialogue about when is your past and your present become your present?
I think your past becomes your past and your present when you can take ownership of your present and make the necessary changes for the present and to set up yourself in the future. When you're no longer under control of like parental units or a financial provider, because let's not just say that it's just parents and all that. It's he who has the gold makes the rules. That's the golden rule, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're stuck in a relationship or in a situationship where somebody is financing all of you and you didn't take the time to set aside money, money to be out, or take the time to take those resources and learn a career, learn a trade so that you can stand on your own, you contributed to that.
I definitely agree with that. But let's go into the relationship realm of it. I have a friend who dates these older women that have issues. They're crazy.
So does he have a mommy issue?
That's the thing. So he blames it on his mommy issues, the reason why he likes older women, the reason why I guess he never felt the love and the affection from his mother, so he dates older women that literally degrades him and treat him crazy. And he blames it on his childhood and the lack of, I guess, affection that he got from his mother. And I was like, bro, but you in your 30s now.
Well, some people like that. They like that toxic environment. Some men like to have a woman degrade them and all of that. That's part of their whole while their situationship may work. Mm-hmm. But I think that once you recognize what the issue is and you choose to stay in that issue, then all bets are off. That's on you at this point. Because if he's been smart enough to recognize this is a deficiency and did not get any help, like he sees the problem but continues to be in the problem.
The theory of insanity, right? And the crazy thing is we have conversations. He's like, Hulk, what should I say to her? I don't like the way she disrespected me. And I was like, yo, is this the first time that she's done that to you? Or is it something that continuously happens? Because if it's not the first time, then you're wasting your time and you're also annoying me with this because you're gonna still go back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you're still gonna deal with situations like that. So I don't know.
Is he up there mentally?
I don't know.
That's another thing. I realized later on in my life that there's a lot of effed up people, a lot of people with mental issues, personality disorders, untreated, walking around that you have to interact every day. They're your bosses, they're your coworkers, they're the people you date. They may be the people you married. They're your siblings, they're your parents, they're your grandparents, they're the person on the train you're sitting next to. They're the conductor. They're everywhere. They are everywhere.
Yeah. And it's the people that you least expect. I think now you can look back at certain situations and be like, okay, this isn't normal. And this was not normal growing up. This person literally mentally, emotionally abused you. A lot of people in regards to like your upbringing and stuff like that. And now it's kind of like you think that this is the normal way of how relationships and how life is. And you can't break away from that. But in my head, it's like, okay, you're an adult now, and you know that these certain things are not normal. So why are you letting or allowing these things from your past to still dictate your present?
Because he hasn't dealt with them in a proper setting, like i.e. therapy, counseling, or somebody, you guys are friends, so messages and advice coming from you, yeah, it's welcome, and he will listen to it, but you kind of already have a vested interest in the friendship. It's always best to go to a professional who can just listen without judgment, even though everybody judges. If you really think that your therapist is not judging you, good luck.
Okay. Oh my God, babe.
I'm just saying, it is true.
Jesus.
The therapist will sit down with their friends and talk about all the cases they have.
Crazy mother.
But the beauty of it all is you ain't gonna see the therapist outside of that room or outside of that setting. So it doesn't matter. Let's not act like, oh yeah, no, they're judging you and they're discussing with friends. They're discussing with their own therapist. There's a therapist for the therapist because all the crap they have to hear.
And get dumped on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, God.
So if they haven't dealt with it in a proper setting, then it's really not going to change.
I don't think it is.
It will take a lot of self-awareness and self-work.
And you know what the crazy thing is, that I think that I'm getting mentally drained from his mental abuse from this woman. And it's not just her. He's dating, and it's every woman is crazy. And I say, yo, this chick is crazy. Get away from her. But I feel like he has an affinity for these crazy women.
He could have a personality disorder.
I think so, because
in which this is what he likes to attract.
It's like one of those people that like to get burned by cigarettes.
Because maybe if he was to meet quote unquote the right girl, because who is to label that the right girl?
Yeah.
You don't really know what goes down in the intimacy of their relationship. But I bet you if we were to put the most perfect girl in front of him, he will have a problem with that.
You want to know something crazy? Is that he was talking to this Puerto Rican chick, not into church, but she's religious. She's sweet. She's a nurse. She has her own money. She has her own car. She has no kids. No, nothing.
She wasn't a baddie.
But she was pretty and everything. You know what he said to me, my love?
What?
She still thinks that life is just rainbows and lollipops, and it's kind of immature the way she thinks, because her issues were so minuscule. Like something with a cell phone. She was on a plan with her parents and she wanted to get her own, and that was like her biggest issues and problems. And he kind of compared her issues to the issues that he go through, and just felt that she was just too immature.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we need to get away from this person. We do not need any of that mental illness, bad energy, and poor decision making to make its way over here.
Yeah,
I might need you to cut the fucking cord, because I don't need it. Clearly, there's a lot more going on in that brain of his.
Yeah,
that I care to even entertain.
You know what's crazy is that talking about it out loud, I hear how crazy he sounds and how crazy I have to be to sit here.
I've heard it throughout our relationship.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's not just him. Like, let's throw him to the side.
Yes.
How many people have we seen living in poverty by choice as an adult? Well,
they get. I'm very well aware, based on some people that I interact with, especially in the previous years, not in a romantic setting, just me
visualizing, seeing
and
watching
social media, all of that. But you and I talk about creating legacies and leaving things behind for family members, and if we have children, to the children or to each other. These people talk about leaving the projects apartment. Leaving the EBT program behind for the children.
Section 8.
The Section 8. How do we get passing it down? That's how they live. And when you sit there, because I like to figure out what makes people tick and what's in their brain, especially when it's so foreign to me and so out there. When I really dissect them and talk to them and find out and ask them questions, they're so quick to blame the history. Well, my mom gave me up, or my mom wasn't really there, so my grandmother took over me, and then I ended up prostituting, and my grandmother knew I was a prostitute, and the grandmother would come on and say, yeah, I knew you was a prostitute, but you was getting your money. I mean, in what kind of sick, twisted, perverted world are these people living in? I would never be able to sit next to my grandmother and have any type of sexual conversation, let alone I'm prostituting my body, and her turn around and say, I knew you was doing it. At least you was getting your money. Excuse me?
She probably was an old hoe too.
I'm gonna need everybody to put the crack pipes down.
But let me ask you a question about that. Do you then look at that scenario that the grandmother, because remember, it's the grandmother, then it's the mother, and then it's said person. Do you blame the grandmother for the way that her generational line has strayed? If she's trash, how do you do you blame the child for being trash too? Because the mother was trash.
No, because the key word you said, child. I wouldn't blame the child because it's a child, but at some point the child becomes a teenager, then the teenager becomes an adult with choices and opportunities.
Especially today. That's the problem today.
Choices and opportunities, and how many, we could talk about these ugly stories, but I can also talk to you about stories of people that I knew that were like in the Midwest somewhere that I ran across in New York City, and they left the farm and all that because they wanted to come and be a Broadway performer, and just got on a bus, applied to a school, got the scholarships, whatever it was, and came out here, and they were by themselves in this cold ass city following their dream because they said, I got the hell out of Wisconsin. I did a tour with a blonde girl from Wisconsin, and the show that we were doing was all about like sex and teenage love and and then the mom came to see one of our rehearsals.
Oh, I know she didn't like that.
And in this show we actually kiss and touch each other, not touch, but like we were playing couples and stuff like that. So there was definitely kisses and embraces, and the mother just sat in the back, and this lady was an older lady. She just sat in the back, watched the whole thing. She was not disrespectful and all that, because at the end of the day her daughter was on tour in New York City making money.
Yeah.
And she had been on Law and Order and done things on TV. But it was a culture shock for the mother to see this is what my daughter's doing. But the daughter got on her bus, left Wisconsin,
and said, I'm going to make something out of myself.
And she did a whole thing here.
But so now
she made a choice to leave that life behind. She didn't want to be with the cows. People who are in the trap house, at some point, if they follow the education, if they go to school, all they got to do is stick with school. Stick with school. There's counselors there. I say because I've seen other people in my circle do it. I grew up in the hood myself. I took advantage of therapy when it was available, especially as a teen. It's free. College student, it's free on a sliding scale. I remember the big thing was when they were no longer able to offer me free counseling, and I had to pay the high price of $5. Drop a bomb on that. $5 to sit for an hour. Sit for an hour. And unload, excuse me.
You get flashbacks.
Unload on this stranger.
Not flashbacks.
And it helped me solve a lot, especially because I was gay and coming out and the whole nine. It helped me solve a whole bunch. There's a shame and stigma that, especially for black males, that you can't really be in tune and in touch with your emotions, and you can't really
I hate that.
Talk about and here's the thing. If you are a minority and you're considering entering therapy sessions or whatever, male, female, you should get with somebody who you can relate to.
Yes.
I had my things were always, because I was dealing with the coming out things and all that, I wanted a nurturing person. They needed to be a Latin female to me. A Latin female that can relate, that knew my customs, that knew my culture, that all of that, and could be nurturing. In the roulette of trying different therapists, I remember there was this guy, he was Latin, he was part of a clinic program that I used to attend, and no disrespect to the guy, he was highly decorated and he was Dominican, but all I remember was he had this beard and a bald head and a beard.
Not a skinhead.
But he was Dominican. I did my first session with him, and I went back to the I was like, nothing personal, but I do not feel comfortable with him. And they got me somebody else, and it wasn't personal. You have to, if you are a black or Latino person and you don't feel comfortable, don't go to the white lady.
Yeah, I agree. Don't do that.
And if that's what they give you, ask for something else, for somebody else. And they're not going to take it personal. They want you to get the help that you are looking for.
Yeah, I think that you have to stay within your demographic when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I would have a black female. I couldn't do a black male. Not a gay black male. Like, I would need like just a black female. And you're right, because it's the nurturing side of it,
Right.
And a little bit softer. A lot of people don't seek that type of help because I feel like they don't want to improve themselves.
I also don't think that they see the message that it's okay to get the help you need so that you can improve. And, now on the flip side, I gave you the nurturing, even though it was at a high decibel, but I project to the back of the house. Okay, whether there's a microphone or not. I did a show one time where all the microphones died, but the audience couldn't tell.
Screaming?
Yeah,
well, the mic can tell because you blew out this mic, so.
God. Anyway.
But
now I'm gonna give you the flip. Flip the switch up now.
Switch.
Okay. At what point are you gonna get over it? You just need to get over it. I give you your teens to be a hot mess. I give you your 20s to try to figure out yourself. I give you your first third of 30s.
I don't.
But I don't need to. No, I'm just saying.
No.
I don't need to see you at 36 still being a hot mess, can't land a job, crying all over the place. Oh, my mama, my mama, my grandma, my daddy. No, you need to get.
Yeah, like you are. You're almost
it.
off earth.
Exactly.
Like, and my grandfather always said that a man should know what he wants to do and where he's going by the time he reaches 30. Mm-hmm. And
well, I mean, your grand who said that?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather was old school.
He was definitely old school, but I got a lot of my attributes from him. The hardworking, getting to this money. And he also believed he would not take care of another man's family.
Really?
He would not. He straight up said that because I remember,
that's not good.
When I was younger, and my father and him weren't like eye to eye, and we grew up poor, but he would not help him. He felt like he should be doing everything himself. You know what I'm saying? Even though my grandfather still gave my mom money and he gave us stuff and treated us, he was just not to my dad, He did not want to hear that shit. He thought every man should be standing on their own feet no matter what.
But I mean, then the family suffers because there's a lot of men who have families who are in jail, and via their crimes, they can't even have contact with the kids or the families.
Yeah.
And in that case, what? It's the black woman's fault, or not the black woman, but just the woman's fault?
Oh, no, it's the government. It's the white people. Let me fix that. Systemic racism, my love.
Generational curses.
No, you know what I feel like?
Is that what we're doing with our podcast now? We're gonna clean it up like that? Speak.
Listen, dang, I said it's like an old car trying to start up. It's the way it's designed. They designed it for black families to be torn apart. It's designed like that. They attack black men. But I also feel like, as a black man myself, you have to take some responsibility. I've seen so many people get on the news, and I try to be so empathetic and be like, it's difficult. It is difficult. I went through the difficulties. I've been racially profiled. I have been dogged out by the police a lot growing up, and I mean a lot. And I'm a good guy, and I didn't allow it to affect me. I was like, I just don't want to live like this. I don't want to be in this environment. Like, I see people selling drugs, gang banging, and I just made the decision that I want everything that the drug dealers have, but I just don't want to do it illegally because I don't want anyone to be able to take what I have from me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't think like that. They just say that this is how I was raised. This is how I grew up. I was like, I grew up the same way though, and I just made different choices. And I get that there are not a lot of opportunities in urban neighborhoods, but you have to somehow just fight through it. You got to see something on the other side. Like, you want this car, why can't you just think of a million ways to get it besides stealing?
I think, maybe it's different now during this administration, but when I grew up, there were definitely outlets and ways out. I got out, all of my family got out, and I also have to remember that it was New York City. But there was a lot of resources, a lot of after school programming that we took part of that really changed and shaped my outlook and things, exposure, but when, my parents never really let me hang out outside in the projects. It also takes your parents and your whole family to really support you getting out of that system, but going back to at what point do you got to get over it? There definitely is a point where you have to get over it. We can sit around and be like, oh, poor this, poor that, he had it so rough, or we can make a change. And I feel like if we sit around with the old, we're never going to make a change.
Yeah. This subject it means a lot to me because I always want people to be better and I always want people to do good. And when I see some
like, I see a lot of the people that I grew up with they've replaced the bums on the corner. Mm-hmm. They've replaced the drug fiends.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, bro, we used to make fun of these people, and now you literally are the next generation's bum on the corner. And like, with all the opportunity let me not. We didn't have a lot of opportunity growing up. I didn't. Where I'm from, we didn't have a lot of opportunity. We didn't know a lot of people that went to college and graduated. There's a couple of people that went to the NFL. I got some people that went to
However,
the NBA.
you say that, but you could have gone to college if you wanted to. Your group could have gone to college if they wanted to. Somewhere in your school system, there was somebody who knew how to get the application in, right? Or you could have shipped out to the military and did some time there, came back with a Pell Grant, a GI Bill, and then you would have gone to local community college or whatever for free. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
I understand what you're saying, but there's always the information was out there.
But I don't think that it's.
We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree. But I think that in certain neighborhoods,
the information, and somebody who helped disseminate the information at times, the information and the resources are there.
I think that the information is there, but I don't think it's back then. It wasn't everywhere, and the resources that were allocated to
for you to get on that Google machine.
Well, now we could talk about now is different.
Well, no, because I'm seeing people now too.
No, see, now that's the thing. So when I was younger, well, I'm still young, but when I was a kid, it was different because we still had, I think, AOL and stuff like that. So we had Ask Jeeves. So you remember Ask Jeeves?
No.
No? Mm-mm. Oh, like instead of Google, it was ask.com?
No.
Oh,
I know ask.com, but not Ask Jeeves.
Well, his name was Jeeves.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so and I was young when that first came out. But I just feel like there wasn't a lot of people around that really believed in. I think I've only known one person that went to college growing up. Mm-hmm. So it was a little different. It wasn't until I was in my late teens where I was like, hold up, I need to do more. Like, I've always worked, I've always had money, but furthering my education, I didn't think that far. And then I started to think that far because I wanted more, and I wanted more the legal way. So my brain started to open up and I started to explore my options.
So in your high school, they didn't come around and talk to you about college?
My teacher told me that I would be dead or in jail.
Okay, all right. So one teacher out of 9 classes that you had. Nobody in that building. There was not one counselor, not one college counselor. No, I think so. Now I see. Let me tell you what I'm saying now.
I'm trying to think.
What I'm thinking that I'm saying, because you ended up going to college. Drop a bomb on that. So I don't understand then, how did Jesus Christ come down and open the book for you? You got the information somehow, and you had to get transcripts from your school.
Well, no, I'm older. Yes, I'm talking about growing up. I'm not talking about high school.
You do your high school. You do your college thing in high school, like senior year of high school. I find it very hard to believe that in one of the quote-unquote best education systems, now whether you want to believe that or not, whether the buildings are up to par, whether the teachers are good or not, it's labeled one of the top schools, at least 5, the top 5 in the entire country, networks of schools, that you did not have one human being in that building that talked about college education.
I think that
now, if you chose to listen, that is something different.
If I'm being frank,
please.
I cannot recall specifically somebody like, oh, Hawk, let's sit down and let's talk about college, or let's talk about furthering your education.
They didn't have the college fair. They didn't give you the big ass thick book with all the colleges listed. And
that definitely didn't happen. Okay. But it's different because I grew up like this. There's a difference between people that grew up in the hood and people who lived in the hood. Like, so a lot of my family were street people. A lot of my friends were street people. So I would say that I was playing a balancing act and trying to figure out which route I wanted to take in life. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I was 100% in, even though my grades were always good. Like, I was always smart, tested above average for everything. But I don't think that I was into it until I got older. Okay. But moving on from that, what I want to say is that now in today's day and age, I feel like it's an excuse. I feel like you have kids these days, and I'm going to say for You know, if you are in high school right now, if you are in your early 20s, or you're a millennial, a young millennial like myself, what's your excuse today? Right. We have access to so many resources. We have access to a lot of free resources right now, and we're in America. Out of all the places in the world where you can literally, before the last election, you could be anything you wanted to be in this country. So if you're choosing to be on Section 8 and food stamps, if you're choosing to not work a full-time job, and because you're worried, I'm gonna lose my food stamps, or I'm gonna lose my cash assistance, or you keep having kids when you're poor, why are you having multiple babies if you're poor? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of people that are out here making these crazy ass decisions that keeps them in.
They're living for the moment. They're following. They think they're gonna have some rapper fall in love with them. They're drinking the Mona Scott tea. They think they're baddies.
What's that drink that they all drinking right now?
Which one?
Casamigo. What the? It's the way that everything is structured right now is.
And I understand you want to be your brother's keeper. Get over it. Now I'm gonna tell you, get over it. This is the time for you to get over it. Yes, message to Hulk. Hi, get over it. Wake up.
You know what? I always had a dream. Let me get on my MLK. Shout out to MLK. It is coming up. This podcast drops on Martin Luther King Day.
There you go.
Shout out to Martin Luther King. I always had a dream that I wanted me and my friends to all be rich together. I never wanted to be where I am right now by myself. And this is what I'm saying. I come from the same environment as everybody else, but I've literally watched people implode and just fall to the wayside. Like, lives are just destroyed, disheveled. They're in despair. Some of them are crack fiends. Some of them are heroin addicts. Some of them have too many kids. The other ones are on welfare. They're in the hood. They living in poverty. Other ones in prison. And it's crazy.
And that's when you have to hit the accelerator on our Lexus and look through the rearview mirror just to make sure you didn't, hit nobody and just leave them in the past.
But then you get that, you think you're better than everybody?
Well, says who?
Well,
the same people you're looking at through the rearview mirror? Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Right.
As I pull up to this valet parking right now. Yeah, I'm good.
You're right about that. Okay. It is them.
I'm like,
you think you better than us? You think that I'm beneath you? No, it's just that you made bad decisions.
Right. We made different choices.
The decisions that I chose not to make. And when I go back to my old hood, and I just if I feel
who goes back to their old hood?
Child of ghetto, and I feel nostalgic, and I just want to see the house I grew up in.
Sometimes I would have just YouTube it. I wouldn't go. You are not driving through.
I had to. I drove.
You think
through.
JC is rolling through Marcy Projects? He is not.
Right now, no.
Ever.
No, he did, but not now, because he did videos and stuff. But not right. Hell no, not right now. But I think that I went through and I seen people. and I rolled the windows up.
You think Beyonce went back to that forest her daddy had her running in 15 high stilettos? Talk about this is where I come from.
This is where I was coming.
Never want to see that again.
Nah.
But you were saying final thoughts, baby.
No, I just think that your past does not define who you are. You can be whoever you want to be. Period.
Drop a bomb on that.
What about you?
Get over it.
Get over it.
That's my final thought. That was my original thought and my final thought. Especially if you're in your early 30s, mid 30s, I don't want to see it. If not, then I would just label you. That's the best that you can do, but get the hell out of my way. And you could say whatever you want to say. It is what it is. Ain't nobody changing. It ain't changing over here. It is what it is. Anything else, baby?
No, I think that this was a good conversation. I felt like I was able to vent a little bit today.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, I feel good.
Good. I'm glad that you feel good. Now, if we could please tailor this next week so I don't have to come into this studio and spend an hour and 35 minutes. I'll give you 15 or 20. Could you do that? I want to challenge you. Challenge you. Please, 25 minutes. Can I just get 25 minutes?
I will try.
Thank you.
I will try my best.
Thank you, baby. With that said, Hulk, take us out.
Yes, we can be found on all major streaming platforms. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can find us.
Or you can stream us at www.jnhpodcast.com. There you will find a player and you can stream us right off our website.
Hey.